Hey Narwhals, welcome back to some more weight loss stories. Please tap subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track and to join the Narwhals. Motivated by spite. Anyone else losing weight to spite someone? Okay, obviously I'm not losing weight for anyone but myself, but the need to prove some people wrong has motivated me a lot since I started my journey. Unsupportive coworkers who try to tempt me to eat things they knew I was abstaining from. I quit fast food for a year, and a couple of my coworkers got fast food a few times a week for the entire summer that I started my diet. They asked if I wanted anything every single time, including calling me to check. My annoyance strengthened my resolve so much. My mom, who donated all of her old clothes to me when she had weight loss surgery. Every time she gave me her 3X clothes, it drove me nuts. I only wore 1X of my heaviest, but I guess she thought I would need them eventually. My ex, who cheated on me and told me that I wasn't enough. My username Phyllis comes from this moment of casual cruelty in college. I didn't have health insurance in college, and I hadn't had new glasses in years. At the time of the story, I was working at an eye doctor digitizing medical charts. One of the perks of the job was a free pair of eyeglasses. I picked out these super swanky glasses that I would have never been able to afford on my own, Gucci, and got the fancy coats on them. Very tricked out glasses. So, I'm wearing my brand new glasses to class and I'm feeling super confident in them. I can actually see. It's amazing. When this guy, who I regularly had classes with, turned around and told me that I looked like Phyllis from The Office. I had never seen The Office, but I could tell that it wasn't a compliment. I just made a non-committal gesture and ignored him. So I googled Phyllis after class and was horrified. For anyone who isn't familiar with her, Phyllis is an overweight, middle-aged woman with brown hair. I was 20 at the time, but other than that, the picture was pretty accurate. Heck, my fat aged me. It made me look much older. After that, I was embarrassed to wear the glasses and eventually stopped. I'm ashamed to admit that I didn't wear those glasses again for years. Screw that guy. I needed to lose weight, but that guy has to live with himself every day, and that seems way worse. Anyone else got something that makes them walk a little farther or keep them from reaching for dessert? I'm always seeing people on here who are complaining about people daring to be motivated by spite. We live in a real goddamn world where there are cruel people, and if we can use that cruelty as strength, then that's something to be proud of. Saying hateful things, being mean to others, and trying to use that to inspire us, that's not right. But showing someone like your ex, absolutely, go for it. I have this cute phrase I've got scrawled in my personal inspirational stuff that others aren't allowed to see except my husband, who knows this about me. Spite can motivate where kindness cannot. Telling yourself reassuring things that you're good enough, and you are, it doesn't get you off the couch. Telling yourself that you can be better, forgiving yourself when you slip, and then remembering whatever it is that makes you go further, and that's the stuff of magic. Most definitely. I have people who don't believe that I'll follow through with my goal, so I'm working to quietly surprise everyone. I don't have a lot to lose, 15 pounds, but I'm lifting also to transform my shape. I purposefully worn loose clothing so that I can pop in springtime with a snatch waist, lol. I've always been motivated when someone doesn't believe that I'll commit. The closest to spite that I have is family members who would routinely make the same joke around meals. I know you will have another serving, implying that, haha, I'm the fat guy, I love food, and then smirk at me and expect me to laugh at their hilarious joke as reward for insulting me. That's the closest thing I have to spite, the chance to make that joke at them. I am absolutely motivated by pure, unadulterated spite. My now husband and I ran into his very thin ex after around a year after we started dating, and she made a snide comment about how I totally seemed like the sort of girl he'd go for after her. It's been a few years since we had that run-in, and we're married now, but we run in the same circles and we still see her from time to time. We had planned on attending an event this past summer that she'd be at, so last April I decided to try and lose a few pounds in case we happened to see her. Why not, right? The event got cancelled, of course, but I kept up with the weight loss. I started off April 2020 at 5'10", 230 pounds, and I'm currently 175 pounds, and hoping to get down to 140 by the end of the summer. And next time I see this girl, I'm going to be hot AF, and I'll win. What will I win? Absolutely nothing. I've already married my husband, I barely interact with this woman, and she probably won't even clock me, but I'll still win. And the knowledge of the impending win fuels me. Anyway, spite can totally work. It's worked for me so far, and that's spite over literally nothing, just some offhand comment a girl made to be mean to her ex. Whatever, let the hate flow through you if that's what it takes. At the end of the day, the actual win is that I'm a healthy weight now, my blood pressure is way lower than it was, and I feel better about myself. I have lots of spite-fueled thoughts as it relates to weight loss. My most horrifying was when I met my mom for lunch during the workday about a month before I was getting married, and in front of my coworkers, she patted my stomach and commented on my weight loss. My most recent is not hateful, but rather a truly loving friend who is naturally thin asked if I had looked into weight loss surgery. I'm hurt and stunned, but god damn it, I'm going to be healthier for our next trip, August 2021. I definitely have spite as part of my motivation. Every year, my mother-in-law gives me huge clothes for Christmas, like 4 sizes bigger than I am. I try to just ignore it, but damn lady, what gives? She makes weird comments to me about food and weight too. I never got this from my own mom, so I'm so confused at how to respond to this. I'm sure it will still happen even if I lose weight, but my annoyance at her is definitely spurring me on. Unsupportive coworkers suck, especially because we spend so much time around them. Why are they always so interested in what we eat? Take that spite and show them all. It's so interesting reading these stories that everyone has offered. I had a real WTF moment about my weight once with a coworker. We were sitting in a room eating lunch, and she said to another coworker, "Oh, you always say how bad your snacking is. If we didn't have to do XYZ, you would snack so much and you'd be huge." This coworker laughed because she was a normal weight, but she was always complaining about how hard it is to lose weight and how huge she felt that day, etc. Then the woman singled me out weirdly. She looked at me pointedly, though I had been quiet the whole time, and with as much venom as she possessed, said, "Sorry." That sorry said so much. Like, I think I should be able to make fat jokes all day if I want, but society says I can't. So take my sorry since you're fat, and society says you're all sensitive, and I really resent having to apologize. The weird thing was that I was actually a normal weight. I am tall and well endowed, so I never look wife-like or tiny, but I looked great at the time. She was an older woman with a little pudge, so it made no sense why she was singling me out. I haven't even had a situation that uncomfortable while I really have been overweight. Also, my thin mom can be annoying. She talks about her diet non-stop, and also constantly asks me if I have diabetes. If I have any health issue, she says to make sure to ask if it's diabetes. Yeah, because everyone who's overweight at all just automatically has it. It's annoying. I definitely do. For years, my mom would always make these rather harsh comments about my weight, the size of my thighs, the way the car would bounce for a second when I got inside. I feel like that's commonplace though. The stuff I ate and how much I ate. She still makes comments about all these things constantly, all while eating cakes by the bowlful and overloading every meal that she cooks with butter, oil, or cheese. Every other day, she's seen with a soda in her hand or some greasy fast food that she bought because she's too physically exhausted to cook. Her body is kind of falling apart on her because she's in her 40s, I think, and in excess of 300 pounds. She will call me at all hours of the day to do simple things for her, and simply walking up or down the stairs leaves her winded and in need of a seat. Meanwhile, I can still do most things for myself, and usually recover from small amounts of activity quickly. I'm doing all that I can to lose weight now to show her that I haven't been dragging my feet all this time, and that I'm not hopeless just because I weigh more now than she weighed after having her first 2 children. I want her to finally see that I'm doing something right and congratulate me, but I also want her to know that her words mean nothing to me anymore because she won't practice what she preached. And not gonna lie, I'm pretty motivated by spite too. The last time I was with the guy, he made a nasty snide remark about food that made me feel so awful that I don't mention it to anyone because I got too upset. But like you said, my weight is something that I can change. Knowing that he made me feel awful is something he can never change. Keep up the good work. And that brings us to the end, narwhals. Please tap subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track and to join the narwhals. Lastly, here's our featured narwhal of the day. I did it. Who said you can't reach your goals?